What happens when an undercover millionaire sees a beggar and recognizes him? Let's dive to see. In the bustling city of New Haven, where skyscrapers kissed the clouds and dreams were both born and shattered, there lived a man named Asher. To most people, Asher was just another face in the crowd. Average height, kind eyes that seemed to hold stories untold, and always dressed in simple clothes. But what no one knew was that Asher wasn't who he appeared to be. Beneath his unassuming exterior lay a fortune worth millions, hidden away in accounts across the globe. He had chosen to live humbly, blending into the world without flaunting his wealth. For Asher believed that true happiness came not from money, but from understanding life's deeper truths. Every morning, Asher would walk through downtown on his way to work at a small nonprofit organization he'd founded years ago. The streets buzzed with energy as commuters hurried past, their faces set with determination or worry. Among them stood a figure that caught Asher's attention every single day, a beggar named Darius. Darius sat by the corner of Elm Street, his worn-out jacket draped over his shoulders like a shield against the cold. His hands trembled slightly as they held out a cardboard sign reading, "Anything helps." There was something about Darius that tugged at Asher's heartstrings more than others. Maybe it was the quiet dignity in his posture despite his circumstances, or perhaps it was the faint smile he offered even when ignored. Whatever it was, Asher couldn't ignore him. One rainy afternoon, as Asher approached Darius for the 100th time, something extraordinary happened. As the droplets fell softly around them, Asher froze mid-step. A memory surged through him so vividly that it felt like a punch to the gut. He stared at Darius, trying to piece together fragments of the past. It took only seconds before realization dawned upon him. This man, he recognized him, not from today or yesterday, but from decades ago. Asher hesitated, unsure whether to speak or turn away. Finally, gathering courage, he stepped closer. "Darius," Asher said softly, his voice steady yet filled with emotion. "Do you remember me?" The question hung in the air like a thread waiting to unravel. Darius looked up, startled by the sudden address. His eyes scanned Asher's face, searching for familiarity. At first, confusion clouded his expression, but then, slowly, recognition flickered in his gaze. "Asher?" Darius whispered, disbelief coloring his tone. "Is that really you?" The two men stood under the rain, silent except for the patter of water hitting pavement. Time seemed to pause between them as memories flooded back. They hadn't seen each other since childhood, growing up in the same neighborhood. Back then, Asher and Darius were inseparable friends, sharing laughter, dreams, and hardships. Life had taken different paths for them, though. While Asher found success, Darius struggled, eventually losing everything to circumstances beyond his control. For weeks after this encounter, Asher visited Darius daily. Each conversation revealed more layers of pain and resilience. One evening, while sitting beside Darius on the curb, Asher made a decision that would change everything. Leaning forward, he placed a hand on Darius's shoulder. "I want to help you," Asher declared firmly. "Not with charity, but with opportunity. You deserve a second chance." Darius shook his head, guilt written all over his features. "I don't know if I can do it anymore, Asher," he admitted, his voice cracking. "Too many failures have broken me." But Asher refused to let him give up. Over the next few months, he worked tirelessly behind the scenes. Using his resources, he secured Darius a job at his nonprofit organization, starting as a janitor, but promising opportunities for growth. More importantly, Asher became Darius's mentor, guiding him step by step toward rebuilding his life. And here comes the twist. During one of their late-night talks, Darius confessed something that left Asher stunned. Years earlier, when Asher had moved away due to family circumstances, Darius had secretly saved enough money to send him a care package full of essentials. That act of kindness, though small, had kept Asher going during tough times. Now, fate had brought them together again, allowing Asher to repay the favor tenfold. As days turned into months, Darius flourished under Asher's guidance. He discovered talents he never knew he possessed and rose quickly within the organization. Yet another surprise awaited Asher. One day, while reviewing financial records, Asher noticed unusual entries linked to his account. After some investigation, he learned that Darius had been quietly donating portions of his salary to support struggling families in the community. Despite still climbing his own ladder, Darius chose to pay it forward. Tears welled up in Asher's eyes as he realized the depth of Darius's character. Here was a man who had faced adversity head-on, yet retained his compassion and generosity. In helping Darius, Asher had rediscovered hope, not just for Darius, but for himself too. Together, they proved that second chances exist, and sometimes the greatest gift we can give is belief in someone else's potential. So what happens when an undercover millionaire sees a beggar and recognizes him? Sometimes it leads to friendships rekindled, lessons learned, and lives transformed. And maybe, just maybe, it reminds us all that even in our darkest moments, light can shine through unexpected places. That's the story, friends. I hope you enjoyed it. It was a pleasure sharing it with you all. Don't forget to comment below and let me know where you're watching from. It's always fun to see the global reach of these stories. And if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button for more amazing stories, tips, and tricks. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. If you'd like to show some extra love, tap the 3 dots near the share button and send a super thanks.